Okay.
Okay, now we're ready for block 2. Now, before you go jumping ahead to block 2, remember, it's like stair steps is what we're building. Okay, so I have a block on the ground, I'm going to stand on it. Now I'm going to put block 2. Now, there's a couple places I can put it to make stairs. One, I can put it on block 1 a little bit. And then step on block 2. Now, it's not very sturdy, but it's still possible. But by the time you get to block 5, it's going to be really wobbly and it's going to fall to the ground. So what I want you to think about is I have a duplicate of block 1 underneath it. Then I place block 2 on it. So then I can stand on it solidly. That way I don't forget that I need block 1. So every time I stop, I'm going to go back to block 1. Okay? So when block 2 isn't working, I might need to go back to block 1. Okay? Now, block 2 is called walk the line. And in the walk the line is we're going to keep, don't pull it into the rope, and we're going to keep a focus. But now the focus is going to be a cone on the line we're on. Okay? Then we're going to have, instead of don't pull it in, or instead of a tick-tock to get out of my space, we're going to draw a V facing a cone in the ground where our toes are where they intersect. Okay, so if I put a scoop of ice cream on that, it will look like an ice cream cone. Now, I'm focused there, I'm going to make a 3-dimensional ice cream cone. Now, as I make this 3-dimensional ice cream cone, I want to think it's the height of my horse's nose. Now, you see he's going to start moving, that's fine. He needs to realize this doesn't mean anything to him. Okay? So, if I'm walking, the height of his nose is the height of the stick. Okay? Ooh, gotta get ready. So I almost had to do my power position to hold him from pulling on the rope. Okay? So I go the height of his nose. Now, if I go over his nose, then he can eat my ice cream. If I go under his nose, he can bite the cone and eat my ice cream. So this should be the height of the nose. So instead of tick-tock, we're going to do the ice cream cone when we walk. Now, I'm focused on the cone, and I'm going to be walking at the same pace. So that means I'm not going to slow down, and I want him to get out of my way. So I'm not going to get out of his way, he's going to get out of my way. Then I'm going to turn, and when I turn, I'm going to pivot turn. So that means I'm going to be like on a tightrope, and walk and focus on the cone at the same pace. Okay? Behind me. So I have a purple cone and I have a red cone. Then, if the horse gets too close behind me, like he got right up behind me, like right here, then I'll just turn and go the other direction, to the other cone. Or if he tries to lead, so he gets out of my way, walks around me, and tries to get in front of me, and I'll just turn. So let's put this in motion. Okay? So I'm going to start ice cream cone. I'm going to start walking, focusing on my purple cone. And then I'm going to turn. And I can turn anytime I want. Now I have to switch my hands because it's on the other side. So a lot of people won't switch their hands. I'm like, yeah, you got to switch your hands, just switch your hands. Okay? Notice I'm not focusing on him. So this is just like block 1. My focus is on a cone. But now it's specific instead of just not on my horse. Okay? So right here, height of the nose. You see how I got out of the way? And I don't care how he gets out of the way, as long as he gets out of the way. Turn. He's out of the way. So this horse is doing really well with this. So what is this compared to that we watch horses do every day? Well, if the lead horse is walking to the water trough, and let's say the purple cone is the water trough, how many horses are going to get out of that lead horse's way? And how many times that horse is going to walk around the lead horse? None. So every time he walks to the water trough, or she walks to the water trough, every horse gets out of her way. That's the same thing it should be with us. But how many of you have gone to clean the water trough or check the water trough? Horses happen to be in front of it, and you walk around everybody to go check the water. Well, what are they thinking? Oh, we walked around me. Okay. And this means a lot to a horse. When we walk around the horse, they go, nobody walks around me except for a few horses that are below me. So then when you go to ride, what's that going to be like? That's going to be who's in charge. So we might as well get that established that I'm leading. Now, I'm leading, but I'm a fair leader. I'm not saying I'm in charge, you got to do everything I say. I'm saying that I'm leading and you're following. Okay? So now, He hasn't done anything, so I'm going to stop and relax on my frisbee on the purple cone, because that was my last focus. I'm going to keep that focus right here and go back to block 1. So that's why we don't get rid of block 1. Because now we're going to use block 1. So you see, he's starting to relax. He's like, oh, that was a lot of pressure, I thought, when that ice cream cone came. And then he kept walking and I got out of the way, so all the pressure was taken away. So there was a release. So in this, the horse is finding their own release. And this is my philosophy on it, is when horses look for their own release, they get it better, with more quality, because they're figuring out the puzzle. When we cause them to find the right answer, or we go, do this to get the right answer, that's sometimes we have to help them, but they don't get it as well. They have to do it over and over. Lots of times when we let them find the answers, exploring all the options, they do a better job of finding it. Okay? So, block 2, you got to see an example, and he didn't really get in front of me or get too close to me, so that's fine, but we knew to do it if he did. Now, question I'm going to ask you, are you the brick wall or are you the feather? And this is when this starts, this is what I ask my students. Are you the brick wall or are you the feather? The brick wall doesn't move out of the way of the feather. So think of it as a brick wall, or I was carrying a panel, and I was walking to that cone, and it was on rollers or whatever, or a track, it would go straight. Okay? Now, if the horse is a feather, they would get out of the way because they would run into that brick wall. Okay? Now, if it's the opposite, and your horse is actually the brick wall and you're the feather, you're going to walk off this line around your horse. So when you walk off around your horse by a millimeter, they see it. So then they go, oh, you walk around me. Okay? Because they see in millimeters, not inches in feet. So they can see every little detail. So when you make that turn, you just make that little bit of a turn like that, where you're off your line just by a little, and you get back on it, they can see that. Now, focusing on the cones. I use colored cones for a reason, because I'll change those colors. Are you focusing or are you just looking? Okay? If you're focusing on those cones, you'll see the color change. If you're looking, you won't see it. So have your friend change the color of your cone. Or even move your cone somewhere else and see if you notice it. Okay? Because you want to be focusing. Focusing gives you feel. You're going to see more, feel more, hear more if you're focusing versus looking. Looking is just, oh, there's a big picture. Okay? So that's the kind of things I want you to think about is, are you focusing in this exercise? Every time you approach, you should be focusing. Okay? When I'm focusing on the camera here, I'm still looking for my horse. But my focus is here so I can feel my horse. Okay? Alright. And that's block 2. Can we do another example? Let's go for another walk with block 2. Here we go. And how long would I do this? Well, I would do this until I felt I was comfortable with what we're doing, and I felt my horse was comfortable. So, for some people it might be, you do this for 5 minutes. Some people might do this for 10 minutes. Now, you might make some stops during it, and that's fine. Or you might be looking for the horse to make a change. So when you're first learning it, it's usually, am I getting this? Do I feel good about this? And then it becomes, okay, did the horse make a change? Oh, well, yeah, the horse made a change. It was good. So we'll keep going. Okay. That looks really nice. And I'm going to stop. Focusing on my phone, and now I'm going to focus on you. And I go back to block 1. So was I the brick wall or was I the feather? That's the first question I asked myself. Was I the brick wall? Yes. Of course, I got out of my way, I stayed on my line, I stayed on my tightrope. I focused on the purple cone and the red cone. Okay? And that's block 2.